My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
So I did a quick search here. I don't know if you guys remember this particular video. Where is it? I thought I had it open. This one. All right, this one I went over all the documents and stuff like that, and then within that there's this particular this particular article, and then within that article you could put the case number and see what happened. And I thought I will see yesterday's case number, the same case number, but they have dates when things were happening in the court regarding that case number. So there's none. Okay, I didn't see any. They didn't put it in there, so I can't see. So at least I could go over it. So this is where I just went. That's what I was thinking. Maybe I will see more documents in there. There's none, so I go back to Twitter. All right, so let's read some of the comments. Okay, I saw that it was because of the statute of limitation exceeding 2 years with finding freedom per Florida law. I think, I'm not sure, I'm on Megan's side though. LOL. So we will see. We will know exactly what happened later on once the judge come with her result. And I think even in this, they limit the amount of information that things that were said, things that were discussed in court. So at the end, when everything is said and done, whether it proceed or dismiss entirely, we will know everything. So let's read some of the comment here. Okay, not yet. The verdict will be written after the review of the Oprah interview. Everything else was thrown out. Okay, the judge is going to consider the defendant Megan's request to dismiss the case. We're praying to God. We hope this is the result of that. If what this comment said is correct, half of it already thrown out, so most likely the others will be thrown out as well. Okay, it's called the judge will allow you to have a scoop of ice cream tonight so as not to appear impulsively dismissive. I think I see what you're saying here, but your case is going down the toilet tomorrow. Oh, we don't know when she's gonna come out. There's that part. Let's hope, right? It's so petty and a waste of time, 100%. To keep Samantha's hope high and the tabloid hopes high. Okay, is it by force that Megan acknowledged Kemi in her life? I've never seen this thirst for attention in my whole golden life. I hope at the end of that, where the judge put not to contact this woman ever again, don't ever talk about her, keep your distance, put something where to leave Megan alone. And I hope Megan asked the judge for that. This is why I can't wait to read the transcript. Because if Megan is asking for this to dismiss, and also to ask the judge, keep her out of my life, stop talking about me, this kind of thing. And Megan will do the same as well. Okay, what does this mean? Not clear on the legal jargon. What does this mean? Not clear on the legal jargon. Okay, let's see here what somebody says. Okay, she will read the transcript from Oprah's interview and issue a written decision. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much giving. Okay, so the judge is reviewing the motion to dismiss. More to come after the judge review the info listed. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, that's exactly that. Okay, no official judgment, correct. Okay, so this case just got straight up dismissed. Thanks for posting, thank you, and that. Okay, what happened to reading comprehension? Megan is not the author of Finding Freedom. Everybody sees that but them. Samantha changed her name from Grant to Markle, and then some of the things that Megan have raised regarding Samantha, they all are documented, official record, government record. So you know, the judge will see what weighs out the others. One is talking out of the blue and the other one is talking in terms of concrete evidence. All right, Samantha changed her name from Grant to Marco after the engagement announcement. Done. They will review the Oprah transcript pending. Okay, a woman who was placed on a fixed person list for harassing a half-sister she's not seen for over a decade, having decided to change back to Marco as soon as Meghan met Prince Harry, is allowed to present a frivolous lawsuit clearly paid for dubiously. It's beyond ridiculous. Thanks for the update. Okay, so let's see here. I skipped some stuff. All of Samantha's attorney are for right wing. All of them are in Titan's law firm. What the hell is Titan law firm? Okay, I don't want to look it up. I'll look it up separately. All right, Titan said nobody knows President 45 as well as he does. They attend high school, New York Military Academy together. He wrote a book about their relationship, right-wing fanatics, and UK-US collaborating. Okay, I don't know anything about that. All right, you guys could look it up yourself. Okay, there were two separate issues being heard. The judge dismissed the second one and will issue a written ruling on the first. Okay, it appears once she has seen the actual transcript from the Oprah interview 34. Okay, let's go into that. Okay, what was the second issue of the first issue? What was the second issue of the first? Okay, interview Meghan. Okay, that's a different language. I can't read that. Okay, I can read it on my phone. What does it mean? Okay, and did you see Meghan's counsel? Respect. Let me get this straight. She's suing Meghan for defamation. She who then even used the name Marco till Meghan married Harry. Meghan said she was raised as an only child, not that she was one. Okay, what does this mean? Is the court case and it's entirely dismissed? No, it's partially. From what I'm reading, partially. Let's see here. Okay, under consideration. Thanks. All right, let's see here. What kind of damages does she claim to recover? You have to have proof of financial damage to obtain a judgment, right? Okay, there's so many things that goes into it because defamation is really hard to prove. Okay, not because she just bring it up. She's gonna, if that goes to trial, she's gonna have to show the court how she was being defamed by Meghan. How was, when she go for a job interview, did she get it? Okay, or because whatever it may be. Okay, is the case dismissed? Okay, that's that. I'm curious. Okay, is the case dismissed or not? Explain. Okay, that's for comment under it. Let's see. Not all of it yet. Not dismissed yet. Part of it, yes, and part judge will watch Oprah interview and decide. Okay. I guess the part, she probably doesn't have to sit to the entire thing. Maybe the parts that Meghan mentioned, Samantha, that's the part she's gonna have to review and see how it fits into what's the other one claim, Samantha's claim. Okay, I'm curious what Samantha said, and good morning, Britain. Yeah, me too. I want to know too that the judge is throwing out part of the suit. Like, I'm so confused. Does this mean Prince Harry is off the hook and Samantha has to leave him out of it? I mean, what does Harry has to do with that? I don't think Harry has anything to do with Samantha. I don't know. Did Harry say anything in the Oprah interview regarding Samantha? I don't know. Okay, they just want... I think I said it in that other video that I showed you a few minutes ago when I was reading the transcript. I think they want to know, whoever they, that is, you could fill in the blank, want to know what Meghan and Harry have about them. That way they could adjust themselves. If they want to spew nonsense, their lies on national TV like they usually do, so they could do it freely because they know Harry and Meghan don't have proof of whatever it might be. Okay, because if Harry and Meghan wants to win, well, specifically Meghan wants to win her case, she's going to have to bring concrete proof. So that will open the door to see what Meghan has in her hand. That's all they want to do. They want to see, I don't know, these people, I don't freaking understand. They told her to go back to America. Why do they want to freaking focus on her? And the freaking sister is helping them. This is the freaking sick thing of things. All right, let's read some more before I go crazy. Note, this is a typical for a judge to take the issue into advisement and issue a written order following the hearing. Could see the written order sometimes working the next week. Okay, did Meghan's lawyer present Skemi to court order child abuse case in New Mexico? I think so too. Yep, that's the one I'm aware of. And I've read it in one of my videos on PYTE. If you don't see it here. Yeah, I think they did. I think they did. They bring her past issues with the law. Okay, because they didn't she bring Ashley into that case as well for the one that was shown on the Netflix document. They wanted her to depose. They wanted to depose her. So they bring the past court judgment. Okay, what happened in New Mexico? I'm aware of that. Okay, who is financing the sister Samantha? The legal fees have to be significant by now. Is it a matter of public record? Okay, from what I've read, there was no parameter set for things to be sealed, and this is why one of the reasons why Megan did not want to be deposed. And then she said, I want to wait until this hearing happened to see if they dismiss it so I don't have to do anything, because they didn't set any parameter. If what she said, similar when you look at the Virginia Godfrey versus Epstein, the 2009 agreement, this was sealed. Okay, nobody can speak about it. So when Andrew when she was suing Andrew, and then Andrew mentioned that sealed document, Virginia Godfrey had to go to court. Okay, even though Epstein is dead, she still had to go to court and ask the judge permission to unseal it. Okay, this is what Megan is asking. That way, anybody who has the court, the filing record, how do you call this? The case number, don't just go and ask for it or look it up online or whatever, like I just did a few minutes ago. Okay, so Megan wants to seal that particular depot. Okay, so if anybody wanted, they will have to go to the judge and ask permission for it to be unsealed. So none of this is set up. I'm telling you, I watch so many of these particular cases and I have an idea. Okay, this is my humble opinion, by the way. Okay, B, the state of New Mexico entered with receipt against Samantha Marco. That's for sure. Okay, that some of you who've been following me should know about that, because I read the entire thing. The entire thing with my freaking accent. You should know about that. Okay, if Sam loses and file another lawsuit, it announces to the world that someone with deep pocket is paying for her lawyers. Federal suit aren't cheap, and she is using the court system as lotto. People need to live their life. That's the thing I keep on saying. People need to live their life, and they won't leave her alone. It's like a freaking monkey on her back. My goodness. Okay, so much focus on strangers isn't healthy. And then you are here. There you are here. You're part of that thing too. If they're doing this to Megan, this is something many of you need to understand. If they are doing this to her, what do you think they will do to you and I? And this is one of the things that some of the tabloid was saying.
True, because remember, I know that was set up pack shots. Remember, he was filmed, the dad, getting measured for the suit, reading up about England. So if he wasn't invited, that doesn't even make sense. And I know the Pap set him up with that, but that was on the pretense that he was going to the wedding. So what she's saying doesn't add up.
Well, why don't we get her on next week? For a weather interview.
We are not paying her $200 for an interview.
It's not true, because...
What do you think they will do to you and I? And this is one of the things that some of the tabloid was saying. Okay, was it you'll never win? Okay, what's that? I forgot how it went. And there's that drip, 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 drip.
Is that the case?
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, and if we're talking about why this whole, Harry Meghan thing started, it started because several years ago, if you cast your mind back, the Queen was and always will be the most popular royal, but second to that was Harry. It wasn't William and Kate. It was not William and Kate. And when Harry and Meghan became such a popular couple, it put everybody's noses out of joint. The establishment wanted to retain the monarchy as it was, to boost William and Kate, and the media, the Daily Mail and the Telegraph in particular, fed those lines.
I agree with everything until you said the last bit. I think that somebody in the palace decided to take them down a peg or two, and it went too far.
Absolutely.
But it's all history now, isn't it?
But it's not history, because, for instance, if you take the media on, as Dawn will know, if you take the media on, as Dawn will know, you never win. If you never win. If you never win. If you never win, but the media will always be at war with you, and but the media will always be at war with you, and the Daily Mail does everything drip, drip, drip. always be at war with you, and the Daily Mail does everything drip, 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 poison.
And
Daily
it's not like Harry and Meghan never use the media, of course. I mean, that Oprah Winfrey
if you were in that
interview.
position, you would fight back too. You would absolutely fight back too.
This is the thing that they're trying to do with Meghan, and they pissed because each time they do their nonsense, Meghan wins. So they're trying to bring another thing. I don't know. I'm leaving this sister as a baggage for God. That's it. Okay, go view the tweet at this. Help a squatty out. I was out there defending our Duchess while the Zoom. Okay. Oh, so there's someone who George won lawyers that she's struggling to see how. Oh, let me type this so I could go look at it. I could read that thread. Okay, let's see here. What is it? At what's it? ELLIEVALL. Okay, Ellie Hall. So let's go follow this. So let's see here. Judge warns lawyers that she's struggling to see how, under Florida law, the finding freedom statement should be included based on what the law says about publication. No decision to be made. Okay, so let's go. I'm telling you, I was gonna stop reading some of the comments. So there's someone who was in the court who was tweeting about it. So let me open on you. I'm not even close to my list. This is probably gonna take everything. Okay, where is it? This is her. Okay, time to follow her. Oprah interview 12 hours ago. Okay, Samantha Markle, she was tweeting about it. Reply, Samantha. Okay, let's go into that. Okay, Oprah interview said 18 to 19 years, so lawyer mess that up. Who messed that up? Journalist bias. Okay, let's go into her case. Oh, I blocked her. What did she do? Let's unblock her for now. There must have been something she said that I don't know. What was it? Why did I block her? Can we go to the dog park yet? Okay, let's see here. Okay. 5 hours ago, update, there's that. I don't know who needs to hear this, but live tweet, a court hearing is 100% legal, and a thing that journalists do all the time. Yeah, there were some people who were doing that during the thing, Johnny Depp thing. 5 hours, 6 hours, there's a thread here. 2 thread. Okay, let me like it so I could look. I blocked her. What happened? What did she say that I blocked her? My mention are insane. Okay, what else? Okay, it's not shocking. Okay, so let's go into this. Okay, so this we saw. I have this. Okay, it started up here. Okay, we're gonna read her thread. Okay, when did 13 hours? So she was tweeting about it. Okay, I'm in the virtual hearing at Markle versus Markle, Samantha Markle defamation lawsuit against her half-sister Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. It's scheduled to begin at 1:30 p.m. I'll be live tweeting. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, we're starting with the request for judicial notice of finding freedom, chapter 12, Arizona court record showing that plaintiff went by the name Samantha Rasmussen. So this is Meghan who's proving her case. Okay, why this should be dismissed. Okay, this is the thing I was looking for, why I stopped the previous part to go and see if certain things were filed, so I could read the file record. So she was in the courtroom tweeting about it. So this is what I'm sharing with you, and for some reason I had blocked her. I don't know why. Okay, Arizona court record showing that plaintiff went by the name Samantha Rasmussen. New articles from 2016 that report Harry was dating Meghan. An interview where Samantha says she was paid to give it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here's Meghan's motion from June 2022 requesting judicial notice for those who like to read the legal document. I think I read this in one of my thing here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this alone. What I'll do, let me open it, because it's document. I'll just check my, how will I say that, the description. Okay, the link will be in the description. All right, Samantha lawyer isn't objecting to anything except the 2016 interview wherein Samantha says she was compensated for talking to the press. Megan lawyers agree to drop it. Okay.
Well, let's take, why don't we get her on next week? And for another interview.
We are not paying her $200 for an interview.
By the way, here's the legal definition of judicial notice. Okay, what is that? I'm clicking on it. Judicial notice. Judicial notice is used by a court when it declares a fact presented as evidence as true without a formal presentation of evidence. A court can take judicial notice of an indisputable fact if a court takes judicial notice of an indisputable fact in a civil case. The fact is considered conclusive. So in other words, they presented fact. Okay, it was already proven and all of it, so the court, nobody dispute that. That's what I'm getting from it. Okay, Samantha says she was compensated for talking to the press. Megan's lawyers agree to drop it. Okay, by the way, here's the legal definition of judicial review. So they brought in that she was being paid to talk negative about her, I guess. Okay, there's 3 comments under it. Okay, judge take judicial notice of chapter 12 of Finding Freedom, the 2 was it New Mexico, that's what it is. Okay, judge take judicial notice of chapter 12 of Finding Freedom, the 2 New Mexico court dockets. I said Arizona in an earlier tweet. That was my fault. It's New Mexico. The report that Harry was dating Megan in 2016. Okay, time for the motion to dismiss the case. Here's the actual legal document. Okay, so I'm gonna click on that as well, and the link will be in the description. What date? Let's see date. Okay, so that was in June 17, 2022. All right, you guys could go and read that. I'm not gonna spend time in it. I have a feeling I read that, but if you want, everything will be in, the link will be in the description. I just click on it. Okay, I've posted some of the court documents from Marco's online. The original complaint and exhibit can be found here. All right, so that's that. But specifically, his Samantha amended complaint. Okay, I'm gonna click that as well, but I'm not gonna read it here. So what date was that? June 3rd, 2022. I think I've read these on my other channel. All right, Megan Laurie started off with statement about Samantha from the book Finding Freedom that are cited in the complaint. Says Megan didn't write or edit the book, and law equal the rule in defamation cases requires the defendant and no one else make the false statement. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, the judge, not judge, Megan's lawyer said Megan didn't write the book, so you can tell Megan defame you on something that on a book that Megan did not write. That's what I get from this, and the squad knew about that. We were discussing it. Okay, even earlier, some of the tweets that I was reading, some of the squad were saying that. Okay, now we're moving on to the statement Megan made about Samantha in the 2021 Oprah interview. Okay, Megan lawyer point out that Megan didn't actually say some of the things that Samantha claimed she said in the Oprah interview. Quote, a handful of time, and quote, wasn't said. Okay, so they breaking apart whatever was Samantha was claiming Megan said. So the lawyer is Megan's lawyer is pretty much shredding apart some of the things that Samantha had claimed Megan said, all right, which Megan did not say. That's what I'm getting here. Wasn't said. Megan also didn't say that Samantha changed her name to cash in on her sister. Let's see here. There's a screenshot of something here. Let's see. Subsequently replayed on numerous televisions, there's a S here, and online media platforms, the Duchess stated that she was, quote, an only child, end quote, who only met Mrs. Markle, quote, a handful of time, end quote, and that Mrs. Markle only changed her surname to, quote, Markle after the Duchess started dating Prince Harry so that Mrs. Markle could cash in on her newfound fame. Okay, so was that what was said? Who was saying this? I'm not sure who said this, but let's see here. I'm following everything. Primary argument for Megan's lawyer is that, quote, opinion are not and cannot be defamatory, end quote, and there are, quote, no objective standard to measure personal feelings. Yeah, I remember discussing this on the whatever video that I was reading some of those court documents. I remember discussing that. Okay, oh my God, there's 19 comments, but I'll come back to that. Okay, Megan's lawyer says that the last time Samantha and Megan met was at a graduation ceremony in 2006, which was 15 years before the interview, not the quote 19 or 20 years Megan said in the Oprah interview, but quote, remembering the wrong time you met someone isn't defamatory. Okay, that's the okay here. Samantha lawyers are up. Okay, Samantha's lawyer said that that word are defamatory when they subject a person to quote hatred, distrust, ridicule, contempt, disgrace. But isn't what the other one was saying about Megan on national television? I don't know. My humble opinion. Okay, injure their reputation, business. What business? Is she running a business? Oh my God. Isn't she collecting some sort of a thing where she doesn't have an income, so that's why she was able to get certain money from the government? I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, my humble opinion. Injure their reputation, business. In this case, we got it all. Okay, Samantha's lawyer bring up Megan's admission to the UK court case after Jason Kunoff's testimony that she knew he gave information to authors of Finding Freedom. Says Megan has stated that she knew information was being provided to authors, and that's good enough. Okay, judge questions Samantha's lawyer about how that constitutes to publication. Okay, so remember the I think it was an email, I have it, where Megan contacted or emailed Jason and said she would like to talk about her mother's safety and Omid. She didn't say the name of the book because at that time the name of the book wasn't even out there. So it was Omid who was looking for information. So Megan contacted Jason to talk about that. So remember not too long ago in one of my videos, I think the one that I showed a few minutes ago, that it could have easily, okay, this is purely my humble opinion, once Megan tell Jason whatever it is that Megan tell Jason, and then let's say for instance, because Jason was employed under the brother, okay, if the brother is aware what Megan said and tell Jason, look, I'm the one who's paying you, so you're gonna tell Omid this particular information. I'm just throwing it out there.
Have been, as we know, is that the Mail on Sunday had the ruling against them in February, and they were then appealing it. So it was lawyers from the Mail on Sunday who would have approached Jason Naff, knowing that these emails and messages existed. That would have been the point, and unless, I mean, the most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate, and clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated with those lawyers without their definite knowledge.
Got it?
So it wasn't directly from Megan to Omid. So information in between can be lost. Remember the example that I gave about my high school teacher who whispered something to one student and make everybody whisper it to each other until the last person hear it. How much of the information was remained the same, or it was lost within translation, this kind of thing. So this is the same thing that I'm seeing here. Okay, so Samantha's lawyer argued that since Megan knew it would be published in Finding Freedom, we didn't know. The name wasn't even there because Megan said to discuss Omid's book. There's Omid gonna write another book. Is that information gonna be there as well? Or what other books or articles? Is like every week Omid write articles about the royal family. Was it any of these? Okay, the name Finding Freedom was not there. That's another dispute they could make out of that. Okay, Samantha's lawyer argued that since Megan's knew it would be published in Finding Freedom, it should qualify under Florida law. Notes that nobody except Megan could be the source of what the book says about Samantha. None, because Jason Kunoff was not employed by Megan, and then we know in the UK court, Jason Kunoff was trying to undermine This is another thing, to undermine Megan. So what makes us believe what Megan actually said to Jason is what Jason actually said to Omid. This is the thing. I hope they brought that up. Okay, I'm not a freaking lawyer. At least I could bring this argument there. Okay.
You just explain, what was the significance on the witness statement from Ed Verity, better known as Ted Verity?
Ted Verity, the editor of the Mail on Sunday, said in his signed witness statement that he had been given information that helped support Associated's case. He said this information came from a senior Palace source,
William and Kate.
And he said in his witness statement this was, quote, not gossip or tittle-tattle.
What does that mean?
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household,
William and Kate,
according to Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
Samantha's lawyer, Megan, was lying and she got caught. How is that? This is the talking point. This is the talking point that they're trying to do here. Because to what? The internet, when you go under one of those Megan haters thing, that's all they're saying. Okay? Megan is lying, Megan is lying. So this is the talking point they want to put. So they just put this one on record here. Okay, let's see here. Let me go into that. There's not a comment under it. Okay? Oh no, it just continue. A bit of a pause for some procedural stuff. Somehow the transcript of the Oprah interview wasn't attached to Samantha's amended complaint. No objection from both lawyers to get it into record. Okay, the judge has stopped Samantha's lawyer mid-argument because the Oprah transcript isn't there, and Megan's lawyer said the complaint paraphrased what Megan actually said. Okay, Megan's lawyers said they never claimed that the word and the complaint were exactly what Megan said in the Oprah interview. Judge asked if it isn't important in a defamation case to have the exact word that were spoken. OMG, I can't believe I missed that when I first read it when I was recording earlier. Now I'm editing. It is very important in a defamation case. You need to know exactly what was said. It is very important. So they didn't put it because they know this is not exactly what Megan said. And then the judge raised the point where, well, you're saying she defamed you, so how come you don't have the exact word? So that's a very bad thing for Samantha. She should have the transcript of what Megan said. And then the other thing is, the lawyer actually said this is not even a strong thing. How did he put it? I just had a phone call. I think I was saying something about the defamation case where the judge raised the point where, if it is important in a defamation case to have the exact word that was spoken. Because this is what Samantha's saying. Megan defamed her. So Samantha's lawyer should have the exact word of what Megan said that was defamed. This is a very weak point. I think they just ruined their case right there on this aspect alone. I can't believe I missed that when I first read it. Yeah, even Samantha's lawyer even said this is not even strong. Wow, I can't believe I missed that. Okay, that's the thing here. It's not the strongest case in the world, but with discovery, it's not as if great harm hasn't been done to Samantha by Meghan Markle. Meghan's lawyer are up to argue in favor of dismissal. Okay, can't remember if I've dropped this link or not. Here's Meghan's motion to dismiss defamation. This, I think I read this. I'll click on it just to have the link for you guys to check. Oh, there it is. Okay, you guys could read that. All right. Meghan's lawyer said Florida law exclude all finding freedom statement because Meghan didn't publish them and therefore aren't hers. He also said that Oprah's statement aren't defamatory, asked court to dismiss the case. Okay, back to Samantha's lawyer. Samantha's lawyer bring up the Sussex docuseries. Okay, so this is a new kind of thing here now. Samantha's lawyer brings up the Sussex docuseries, Harry and Meghan's Netflix, and says that if case isn't dismissed, they may supplement with the defamation that was stated in the show or file another lawsuit based on Netflix statement. What the hell? This is what some of the squad were saying. She bring the hint that she will sue her again because of that. Okay, let's see here. They may supplement with the defamation that was stated in the show or file another lawsuit based on Netflix statement. Oh my God. So the way that I see it here, they will not stop. They will not leave Meghan alone until they win. They're looking for something to win. They will not stop. So in a way, I see this as a good thing. And I'm glad they said, if whatever this person is tweeted is exactly what was said, it may be paraphrasing here and there. But if what the lawyer said of Samantha Markle said in court, I think it's a good thing that they said that. At least the judge will know that they are looking to harass her. They will not stop bothering her until they win a case. This is how I see it. So hopefully the judge put it in us. Whatever her review, her summary judgment will be, I hope they put something in there to not bother Meghan alone. So I think it's a good thing. I hope. Let's see if when the result comes, and I'm most likely if I come across the documents or whatever, I will share it with you to see if the judge brings this point on. Not only they will not stop until they win. There was another part that I read earlier that the judge said, oh, they didn't even bring the part where the transcript of what Meghan was said, and the Samantha's lawyer even tell the court it's not even a strong case. So I think, in my humble opinion, I think Meghan should win that. Okay? So, and I hope, like I said, in the summary judgment, I hope the judge puts something and say, don't bother her again. Don't ever, I don't know how they're going to word it, some lawyer kind of term, to not bother Meghan alone, because they're looking for something to bother her. They will not stop until they win a case. This is what I see from this part here. I'm surprised I didn't catch that the first time that I read it earlier this morning. Samantha's lawyer said that Meghan collaborated with the author of Finding Freedom, which is more than just providing information. Samantha's lawyer said that Meghan collaborated with authors. I'm reading it again to process it. Collaborated with the authors of Finding Freedom, which is more than just providing information. Okay, judge stops him and saying it's time to discuss the other part of the lawsuit. So she probably didn't even bother want to hear that. The injury that Meghan's defamatory claims have had on Samantha's life. Okay, so they want to know how some of the things Meghan said, which Samantha claimed, have hurt Samantha. This is the thing here. All right, let's see it. There's 5 comments. This probably is just a continuing. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, we've moved on to defamation. And the judge is now hearing argument about Samantha's second count against Meghan, injurious falsehood. Okay, what is that? Count 2, injurious falsehood. The plaintiff avers the allegation in paragraph 1-42 above and incorporates them by reference as though they are fully rewritten in the count. As detailed above, the Duchess published false and defamatory statement in the book Finding Freedom. Yeah, that's that thing here. She didn't write it. Okay. Such as statement contained on page 313, which states Meg didn't grow up with Samantha, she barely saw her. Additionally, on page 314, the book states, quote, the half-sisters have never been close, end quote. As I'm reading this, I'm thinking of Harry and the brother. Many of us thought they were close, but once we saw the docuseries, we realized they weren't that close at all. So can you imagine that? Okay, as detailed and length herein, on numerous occasions, the Duchess has published false defamatory and derogatory statements about Mrs. Markle. These statements include information provided by the Duchess for the book Finding Freedom, such as that Mrs. Markle was cashing in on her fame.
Well, she had the audacity to say that this whole business with Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, and her father obviously, was down to media vultures. You know, we had made him stage the pictures. We had made him take a big check from paparazzi. We had made him basically sell out his own daughter's wedding. And I immediately went, I'm not having that. I'm sorry. No. And actually, especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
That the sister had only crossed paths once and that two have never been close. These statements were all false. Okay, like I said, this brings to the part the same argument that I said a few minutes ago. When Megan spoke to Jason, did Jason tell Omid exactly what Megan told him to say? And then, all right, and then we have the backup of Jason, who tried to sabotage Megan's court case, which had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with Jason. Okay, when Megan was suing the paper in the UK. So these two parts we need to take into consideration. Was Megan's word to Jason was exactly what was given to Omid. That's that. All right. Moreover, the Duchess appeared on the CBS Oprah Winfrey interview where she further defamed Mrs. Markle and states she was an only child who only met Mrs. Markle a handful of times, and that Mrs. Markle only changed her surname to Markle after the Duchess married Prince Harry.
Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this.
All right, so these are the part that the judge is going to look into. She's going to watch that particular part of the Oprah interview to see how that defamed the sister. Okay, the Duchess continues to spread her false and defamatory statement about Mrs. Markle to the media from the period of August 2020 to the present. Whew, if you're looking at who's defamed who, my goodness. The Duchess' depiction of Mrs. Markle to the public has forever cast her in an unfavorable light and has caused irreparable harm to her reputation, credibility, and okay, let me save my opinion on this. Okay, ultimately her career. Okay, whose career? Who had a career since then and then it was defamed? Okay, as a mental health counselor, she's a freaking mental health counselor? What the hell with these people who has to do with mental health be doing some crazy shit like this? She's a mental health counselor? I didn't know that. As a mental health counselor, Mrs. Markle has lost business from these false and defamatory statements as the public believes she is a liar, opportunist, evil, and ultimately unstable. Let me leave my opinion on that. She's a freaking health counselor? Mental health counselor? Oh, wow. Given that the Duchess in August 2020 claimed in the book she and Mrs. Markle are virtually strangers. I don't know. Mrs. Markle's autobiography, Cell Tanked. Okay, so that's her book here. Reviews began writing hateful message on the review for the book and even made allegation that Mrs. Markle was evil and capitalizing on the Duchess' fame. Okay, you could put your judgment on that.
Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this.
At all relevant time, the Duchess acted with actual malice in the spreading the false information to the book publishers, as she knew that her false and defamatory statement, allegation, and overall depiction of Mrs. Markle will result in pecuniary harm. Despite knowing full well her statements were false, the Duchess spread this falsehood. How many times did Meghan repeat that? When they say spread, that means that Meghan repeated over and over again. I don't know. I don't know where Meghan spoke about this. But anyway, besides the Oprah interview, the Duchess spread this false information to third parties such as news outlet. What? And this is who Meghan was trying to avoid. Television programs and the general public with the intent that they decimated around the globe. What? Okay, I'm not aware of this. The Duchess spread. So Meghan was trying to stay away from the public eye with the tabloid, and they're saying this? Okay, I'm not aware of this, but whatever. The Duchess made this statement in order to impair the credibility of Mrs. Markle so that she may push her constructed rag to riches story and turn rag to riches story and in return negate or prevent contradiction from Mrs. Markle, her brother Thomas Markle, and Father Thomas Markle. Oh my God, I'm living in a twilight zone here. As the media trusted the Duchess of Sussex as public figure, the media reported her allegation as true. Are you kidding me? So why did Meghan left the UK if this was the thing that was going on here? Meghan left because of the defame they were doing to her. Okay, for example, after the CBS Oprah Winfrey interview, Mrs. Markle, oh my God, I can't believe I'm reading this from a court document. Autobiography was labeled as a book of lies. Okay, the public was misled that Mrs. Markle was nothing more than a lying, dishonest, okay, use your judgment here, opportunist who was out to capitalize on her half-sister's newfound fame and status.
Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this.
The Duchess acts have caused and continue to cause irreparable injury to Mrs. Markle's trade, business, reputation, prestige, and goodwill. So if this is the case, so why is she keep going on national television to talk about Meghan? This is something I think I will try to avoid. If this is what was it 2-3 years ago Meghan did on the Oprah interview, but she keep on talking about Meghan still. So you reminding people about the Oprah interview. If that's the way that I see it, in my humble opinion. Okay, as a direct and proximate result of the Duchess' unlawful conduct, Mrs. Markle has suffered irreparable injury to her trade, business, reputation, prestige, and goodwill, whereof the plaintiff, Samantha Markle, respectfully requests that this court enter a judgment for Mrs. Markle against defendant Meghan Markle for damages including compensation damages, punitive damages, attorney's fees and costs, and such further and other relief which this court may deem just and proper. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that's what the sister had filed. Okay. Just keep in mind. This what Samantha had filed in terms of the defame here. So let's continue back to that. Meghan's lawyer said that the count of injury falsehood can stand because it's based on exactly the same fact as the defamation claim. Florida has a single action rule. Okay, I don't know what is that. Judge warns lawyers that she's struggling to see how under Florida law finding freedom statement should be included based on what the law says about publication. Okay, no decision to be made today on motion to dismiss Markle versus Markle. Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell says she's going to issue a written decision. Okay, good to note. I missed this again because there was no transcript on the Oprah interview and the official court record. The judge made it clear that it should have been in there. All right, so there's that here. So they should have put the statement of whatever was said in the what is it and the Oprah interview. Let's see here, because I'm a public service journalist. Here is the transcript of the part of the Oprah interview where Meghan talks about Samantha. It was bonus clip that didn't air in the big special. Okay, it wasn't air in the big special. So did I see it? Let me read here. Oprah, Samantha Markle, your half-sister on your father's side, has written a supposedly tell-all book about you. What is your relationship with her? Meghan, I think I'll be very hard to tell all when you don't know me, and I mean this is a very different situation than my dad, right? When you talk about betrayal, betrayal comes from someone that you have a relationship with, right? Meghan is sort of saying here she had relationship with her father. Okay, I don't feel comfortable talking about people that I really don't know. Okay, so that she's saying I'm not gonna talk about my half-sister because I don't know her too well, but I grew up as an only child, which everyone who grew up around me knows, and I wish I had a siblings. I would have loved to have had siblings. It's why I'm so excited to be pregnant, so that Archie has someone. It was really interesting. I mean, the last time I saw her must have been at least 18 or 19 years ago. This is where she's trying to pinpoint when was the last time she saw her, but she grew up as the only child. Okay, and before that, 10 years before that. Okay, Oprah, so you all weren't close. You then grew up together. She doesn't really know you. Okay, no, she changed her last name back to Markle, and I think she was in her early 50s at that time, only when I started dating Harry. So I think that says enough.
Especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this.
Okay, so I'm saying the squad. The judge is gonna be looking into that and see how is that defame her. All right, let's see here. Let's go into that. Okay, also, just to be clear, Samantha lawyer said this, not the judge. This was how he finished his argument against dismiss the case. Let's see here. Let me go into that. Thread within thread. All right, it's not the strongest case in the world, but with discovery, it's not as if great harm hasn't been done to Samantha by Meghan Markle. So it was Meghan's lawyer up to argument. So I read this already. I'm gonna go back. So this part she picked up and said, who said that? It's not the strongest case in the world, but with discovery, it's not as if great harm hasn't been done to Samantha. So if, what's her name? Also, to be clear, Samantha lawyer said this, that one, not the judge. So it was Samantha's lawyer. So the lawyer already weakening Samantha's case here. It's not the strongest case in the world. Okay? They know that already. So it wasn't the judge who said that. This is what Ellie Hall is saying here. This was how he finished his argument against dismissing the case. All right, so she brings this back here. All right, I don't think I'll be writing about this in a story. It was very procedural and mostly just lawyers arguing what they've argued and motions submitted to the court. But I'm going to go back through my notes and we'll update this thread with more detail if something jumps out. Okay, my mentions are insane. I've muted a lot of people. Don't see tweets from accounts that I haven't verified. Emails, phone numbers, and issue a quality filter to reply. Okay, to this tweet. If you have legit question, I'll try my best to answer. Okay, so she's saying here. All right, let's see here some of the response now. So the thread is done. All right, so some of the comments are very few. Can you also put up the email where Meghan direct certain things to be put into the book? I believe she was specific about some element of Samantha Markle and what should be said. Okay, did they put that? I don't know. She didn't. Meghan simply did as Kanoff advised and provided a synopsis. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Oh, so there's this. Yes, she did. Okay, let's see here. Let me bookmark this. So now this will be, she provides sign up as advised by Kanoff. Let's see here. Oh shit, it's small. Very small. Okay, so this I think I have. Yes, I have this one. Okay, thanks very much for the info below. No, I don't have that. Okay, it's very small. I'll enlarge it. You guys could pause your screen and read it. I cannot see it. Literally, I cannot see it. This is the first time I'm seeing that. Okay. Okay, wedding background, guest, wedding, why is it ongoing at Windsor? Okay. So pause your screen and read this. Okay, also Meghan does not work with a stylist. It's her close friend. So these were probably things that were giving what is it to the UK thing here, tabloid stories that need correcting, but beating down tiara, etc. Meghan share the very special story about choosing the tiara and their wedding exhibition. Okay, exhibition now ongoing at Windsor. It's in the VO that she and Harry did. The Queen, Harry, and Meghan were all present. She tried on 5 tiaras, and the Queen asked her which she preferred. Meghan asked the Queen her preference. The Queen said they all suited her, and Meghan chose the diamond one, which the Queen agreed was perfect. Shame to see such a beautiful, sweet moment skewed in media. There was no conversation about any other tiara as preference. Meghan loved the one she wore, and it remains very special memory. Okay, so there's more of these here. Some about the tiara we started to know regarding spare and all of that. Okay, she provided a synopsis as advised by Kanoff. Okay, so that's that. Okay, I'm done with this. That's to reading this. Okay, I had black hair. I don't know what happened. So let's finish this. This is gonna be a video by itself because I completely went off once I saw that one. Okay, I wasn't trying to open it. Let's go back. Okay, hopefully the judge will have been made aware of Samantha's barrage of abuse in the media and on Twitter toward Meghan and see her for what she is, a jealous, money-hungry, bitter troll-ups. I'm just reading what's on Twitter, okay? As for her being a mental health... I was shocked. I didn't know that. From reading those court documents, I didn't know that. Okay, as for her being a mental health advisor, she should be barred as she inflicted. Yep. Let's see here. There's one comment on that. Okay, I'm surprised Meghan counsel hasn't shown exactly Scammy's activities or internet interviews since 2016. Well, let's just say if that goes to trial, then these will be coming out. Okay, these will be coming out. It's step by step, because now Meghan is arguing why this should not be. Then later on, if this goes to trial, we will hear more stuff. Okay, also, okay, Scammy is suing somebody. Okay, Scammy is suing because 1, Meghan said she was an only child. 2, Meghan humiliated her and ruined her reputation. 3, premeditated smear campaign by British press PR machine. How can her reputation be ruined when no one knows who she is, or hurt financially when her main source of income is Meghan? What is it? We have this clip where one of the tabloid papers, not papers, TV, either in the UK or in Australia, said they're not gonna pay her, what is it, $200 to come and talk.
Let's take, why don't we get her on next week? For her interview.
We are not paying her $200 for an interview.
Alright, so that's that. All Samantha is doing is providing to the world that Meghan was right, never wanting anything to do with her. Who would? Alright, woman's reputation was already ruined before we even knew who she was. Her own daughter didn't even have a relationship with her. What does that tell you? The woman is right into the core. Alright, so let me squeeze in some other thing that has to do with the legal thing. Okay, this is completely, what I just shared with you was completely off. It's to reading the tweet and I saw something that popped up and then I went into it and saw it. Okay, so there's people who were commenting. I think I not bookmark, I put this on my community board. Okay, no decision to be made today on motion to dismiss Markle versus Markle. Judge Charlene Edward Honeywell says she's going to issue a written decision. I cannot believe this. Does anyone on Twitter street with legal expertise have an opinion on this? Okay, so I just read the other thing, so you probably will have an idea. Okay, it is not unusual to issue a written decision. These claims surviving a motion to dismiss will be unusual. So I'm praying this is a good sign. Let's see here. And we know that some have been dismissed already. So far, the only thing unusual about this case is the weakness of the claim. And then just to find out from that tweet, her own lawyer, I think, hint the weakness of it already to the judge. Okay, from what I read regarding it's not the biggest whatever, I forgot the term. Okay, so far the only thing unusual about this case is the weakness of the claim. I normally wouldn't give it a second thought, except federal judges have recently been issuing odd rulings, so I don't know. That's the other thing too. So far God has been answering the Sussex squad prayer warriors. I mean, please God. Okay, my historian takes say that there may be a legal proceeding that goes beyond this case, hence the written decision. At its heart, it's a case of a stalker wanting access to their quarry through the courts. If it is dismissed, the writing opinion help others avoid stalker suit. Oh, very interesting. Remember how I was saying that with because this was a hearing that Meghan requested for it to be dismissed. And I said something in that line. I hope the judge puts something where she doesn't come and bother her again. I don't know if I said here in this video, because I cut it twice, and some previous recording regarding the case. So maybe, yes, I could see this happening. So that way, when other case is being brought up, other judges could make reference to this, so they don't, you know, they don't do this type of suing again. This is what I'm thinking. And also, from what I just read on the thread, is that was this the Samantha lawyer already gave a hint. Okay, if this one is dismissed, she's gonna open another one because of the next docu-series. It's like Megan cannot move. She cannot do anything, and she will sue her for whatever it is that she feel. So I could see that. I agree with her, but let's cross our finger the judge put that into motion. That way it could be something precedented. Other lawyers could follow that case and said, okay, if this stalker is suing this particular person, and then they could say you could dismiss it based under this case number, blah blah blah, Megan versus Samantha versus Megan, blah blah blah, whatever the file says. Because I've read some of the file, and I said these are other cases they're making reference to. So what I see here, this person is saying this case could be used as a reference for other cases that may happen in the future. I could see that happening. It's possible. Okay. I like that comment. Alright, I bookmark it. Written decision have been made before, and it is not necessarily alarming. It means a longer wait for us, but I am assuming it means she has a lot to say. Yeah, I think so too. So she want to make sure she understand, not because whatever, but she want to make sure things is written. Okay, she may want to give a detailed reason for dismissing the case, so there is no room for appeal. That's another thing as well. Okay, hoping the judge searches case laws, so if it is dismissed, there is a case law to support giving, they will challenge it. Alright, it is not unusual, and people need to let the court system do its thing and due process. The thing is that with what we've seen since the 2020 election, the way some of the courts have done certain things, like for instance, I didn't share it with you. I came across a tweet where, what was it? A sperm donor somewhere in the South. I don't remember which part of the United States, but I think it's somewhere down south, where I guess because this particular judge feel like this person was living her lifestyle, wasn't aligned with them, and then they give custody to a sperm donor or something like that. I didn't look too much into it, but that was the perception that I got. So you just never know. If, for instance, the sperm donor wanted to you know what, let me leave it alone. Okay, let me leave that alone. But we have seen some funny things that goes in court. All right, totally what I expected and common practice. Okay, she is trying to drag out her 6 minutes of fame. Okay, she's trying to be Judge Penny from Depp versus Heard trial. Okay, she's trying to be Judge Penny from Depp versus Heard. So let me leave that. Okay, I'm trying to squeeze, maybe there might be two parts to it, but I'm trying to squeeze all of the lawsuit in one video and maybe break it into two parts. Okay, for me, the use of quote must have been, and quote shows Megan wasn't sure about dates, because the last time she saw the other daughter isn't important. She could have said 25 years or 5 years. That matters is the fact that they don't know each other. This lawsuit is a waste of time. Let's see this part here. All right, so this was within the file. Okay, that's back in 2022. I saw her, must have been at least 18, 19 years ago, and before that, 10 years before that. Speaker 1, Oprah, so you all weren't close. You didn't grow up together. Megan, no. So that's a transcript regarding the Oprah interview. Samantha Markle and her lawyer is desperate to claim she is a victim of Megan's word and fans. Samantha is her own worst enemy. At the end, he wanted to take anti-slap off the table, which is a tell. It clearly applies to all cases. She also never lost her job, never had one. Okay, that's what I thought too. But then again, I don't know. Okay, do you remember when she fake accident pretending paparazzi were following her? Okay, I don't know. Okay, yes, that story was published the day of the royal wedding. Samantha provided pictures, quote, in detail of the accident, then later claimed it was made up by a tabloid to discredit her. What in the name? I wasn't aware of that. I'm telling you, reading those comments, I wasn't really following during the wedding. Yep, it's never her fault. I really hope the judge will dismiss the case. I will bet a large sum it will be dismissed. The judge seemed fair and meticulous. I like her. Samantha Markle has to be blamed others for everything as she isn't grown up enough to take responsibility for her own life. Ticton claimed 100 of death threats and okay, I don't know what's Ticton. Oh, that's is it the lawyer's business kind of thing? I don't know. I really don't know. Large sum, meaning part of the claim, will be allowed to proceed. Discovery, the tabloid will make this court case. I hate this for Meghan. I don't think it's okay. Let's see here. What is that? A stalker was prosecuted. None of that is true. The injury was denied on the 6th as no contact was never found. No death threat either. She did change the dates on a subpoena afterward. Tried to get Twitter legal to give her years of DMs of someone. That's shady as F. What the hell is this? Okay, you could pause your screen and read that. I don't know what this is. Okay, large sum. Okay, that's what I just read. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this one, yikes, it looks like Bone watched this video. Okay, I'm gonna stop after this one and do a prayer because the others have a little bit different thing. This went way beyond what I wanted to do. All right, so there's this here. I really don't understand how Samantha Markle, who's made her living shit talking her half-sister for the past 6 years and literally wrote an entire book defaming her, quote, that's the name here, can't think she has legitimate defamation case against Meghan Markle. Let's see here. Samantha Markle needs to sue Piers Morgan for defamation. Let's see here. 42 seconds.
Well, she had the audacity to say that this whole business with Thomas Markle, Meghan's father and her father obviously, was down to media vultures. You know, we had made him stage the pictures. We had made him take a big check from paparazzi. We had made him basically sell out his own daughter's wedding. And I
that's what I was gonna say. That was the father who said that, because I think I have a video of him saying it. Meghan's father.
Not having that. I'm sorry. No. And actually, especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle, so she can truly cash in on this.
There's the thing here. There's them saying it over there.
So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is. And I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
Like this person said, because these are some of the things she claimed on court document. Now, will she sue him? Let's see here. The dumb one's deep with that one. She's lucky Meghan didn't sue her for that mess of a book. She should be thankful Meghan isn't interested in having her life open to discovery. Okay, does the result of the case matter when all you want is discovery? As noted by scammy lawyers, this case has never been about winning. It was about finding ways to dig into Meghan's life on behalf of those paying her legal fees, most likely the British media. Okay, it's a desperate and disgusting cash grab that is a waste of time for the judicial system. The only purpose in life seems to be making money off of humiliating Meghan. She doesn't even care about her own children. Her life aim is to ruin the life of a woman who she barely knows. I felt like I read this somewhere already. After this, that's it. Okay, I can't believe any judge is giving that abuser airtime to continue to harass Meghan. Well, this is what the court system is for, to hear both sides. She can't, just because of personal feelings, she have to dismiss it automatically. She needs to hear both sides. Okay, we need to think about it, because sometimes, just knock on wood, it's never you, but you hope the judge is fair. Okay, she can say anything she wants, but Meghan can't. Okay, I understand all of this, but we hope the judge be fair and follow the law. That's all we care about. A special brand of shamelessness that comes with privilege. Just for a minute, imagine Samantha as the royal and a biracial Meghan as the half-sister. Will the media be taking Meghan's side then? When it comes to the British media, they don't care as long as they get a story. She can't afford to pay these lawyers. The money she earned is from talking crap about Meg in interview due to her MS. Don't think she worked it's about getting to discovery stage. Same is working with British press. Maybe Murdoch. It's not about winning, it's about trying to destroy. Okay, so I think I read some of these already, so I'm gonna stop here. Let's do a prayer. Check on the description, all of these. Okay, the links will be in the description wherever I bookmark them or whatever. All of these are gonna be in the description. You could check out yourself. Okay, I didn't read them, but the thread that I was reading mentioned it. So let's pray. Prayer for winning court case. Let's see here. Winning court case. Okay, I think I said that before. Let's see. Father, you say you will establish me to the end, keep me steadfast, give me strength, and guarantee my vindication. That is my warrant against all. All right, let's pick an image. I feel like this is the same prayer that I did. All right, let's see. Prayer for victory. Is it small? No, it's not. Okay. Prayers for court victory. Prayer for God to be my judge. I love that you are righteous and kind, and there is no shadow of turning with you. Therefore, I look up to you as judge in this case. Even as your will unfold in court, I know that you are the ultimate judge and only your verdict will stand. Okay, so I think this is good. What did I put this on another thing? I don't know, but let's leave it on that. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. I was supposed to do only 2 videos, but the first video I sidetracked to read that entire thread, and it takes a whole video by itself. So there's a possibility I might have 3 videos of today's date. And the first one, as soon as I finish edited, I'm gonna put it out and you guys could see it. And then the rest whenever you see them. All right, let's see. I could give you a hint. The next 2 will be probably February. Okay, this one is uploading. It's pending. This one is gonna be February 25th, and the next one will be February 26th. Something is wrong because it's been going on for quite some time. It says 74%, so I need to re-upload it. All right, so that's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
are all in this together. And